Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today I would like to talk about gas laws. Now in the previous video I spoke about expansion in solid, liquid and gases. Now gases also expand. In fact, they expand more than solids and liquids. But the expansion that goes on in gases is quite complicated because you have to take account of the pressure, of the temperature, of the volume. So parameters like this kind of make the calculation in the lab very complicated. The first law I would like to talk about is Boyle's law. Now, Boyle's law states that for a given mass of gas, the pressure is inversely proportional to the volume, provided that the temperature is kept constant. What that means is that if you increase the pressure for a given mass of gas, you would in turn decrease the volume of that mass of gas. Mathematically, Boyle's law can be written as P is inversely proportional to V. So you can say P is equal to K over V. So you can say K is PV. So you have K to be P1, V1, because the product would always give you the same constant. Is equal to P2 times V2 is equal to Pn times Vn. So this is for Boyle's law. And the graph that represents Boyle's law is something like this. If you have, let's say we have pressure here and we have volume here, an increase in volume would lead to a decrease in pressure. That means we would have something like this for Boyle's law. So this is the graph that represents Boyle's law for pressure plotted against volume. The next law I would like to talk about is Charles' law. Charles' law. Now, Charles' law quite similar to Boyle's law, but in the Charles' law, we are considering volume and temperature while keeping pressure constant. Now, Charles' law states that for a given mass of gas, the volume is inversely proportional. For a given mass of gas, the volume is directly proportional to the temperature. That means an increase in volume or an increase in temperature would lead to an increase in volume, provided that the pressure is being kept constant. Let me go right again. Charles' law states that for a given mass of gas, an increase in temperature would lead to an increase in volume for a given mass of gas, provided that pressure remains constant. That means the volume is directly proportional to the temperature of that gas and vice versa. So mathematically, the way to write Charles' law would be V is directly proportional to T. That means an increase in volume would lead to an increase in temperature. So V is equal to KT. So you can say K is V over T is equal to, K can be written as V1 over T1 is equal to V2 over T2 is equal to Vn over Tn. So this is the mathematical way of describing Charles' law. Now the graph for Charles' law can be plotted like this, for volume plotted against temperature. An increase in temperature would lead to a decrease in the volume of that given mass of gas. So will lead to an increase rather in the volume of the given mass of gas. So this is the graph that denotes Charles' law. You can see as the temperature increases, the volume also increases as well. So there is a direct proportional relationship between volume and temperature. But there is also another law known as the pressure law. The pressure law, quite similar to the rest of them, only considers pressure and temperature while keeping volume constant. So the pressure law is written like this. So the pressure law simply says that the pressure for a given mass of gas is directly proportional to the temperature, provided that the volume is kept constant. So this is pressure law. And this is the graph for Charles' law. Now there is a formula that unites the three types of laws we have that I just stated, Boyle's law, Charles' law, and the pressure law, the formula is called the general gas law. Now, the general gas law unites these three formulas together. It is giving us general gas law as P1 V1 over T1 is equal to P1 P2 V2 over T2. So this is the general gas law, and it unites Boyle's law, Charles' law, and pressure law. In the next video, we'll be solving some questions regarding these laws. Don't forget to like and subscribe and drop your comments in the comment section. Thank you. Welcome back to another video on gas laws. So here I have a problem that says a gas at a volume V0 in a container at pressure P0 is compressed to 1/5 of its volume. What will be its pressure if it maintains its original temperature? That's the key word there. Maintains its original temperature. That means its temperature is kept constant. And we have varying pressure and volume. So we know that automatically that is Boyle's law. Writing down our parameters, we have our volume V1 to be V0. We have our pressure P1 to be P0. It's compressed to 1/5 of its volume. So P0, a gas at a volume V0 in a container at pressure P0 is compressed to 1/5 of its volume. That means its new volume, V2, is 1/5 of its original volume, which is V0. So they want us to find the new pressure, provided that it maintains its original temperature. So we are looking for P2. If you recall, the formula for Boyle's law is P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. In this case, our P1 is P0, our V1 is V0, our P2 is what we are looking for, but our V2 is V0 over 5. Now, we have V0 here, we have V0 here. So V0 can cancel out V0. We are left with P0 is equal to P2 over 5. Multiplying both sides by 5. So 5 cancels out 5. We have our answer to be P2 is equal to 5 P0. That means the pressure is multiplied by 5-fold. So this is our answer for P2. The next question here says, at temperature of -123 degrees Celsius, a gas has a volume of 100 centimeter cube. At what temperature will its volume be doubled? Let me grab my calculator. So, the temperature here for the gas is T1 minus 123 degrees Celsius. Now, to convert this, because the standard unit for temperature is Kelvin, so you simply add 273 degrees Celsius to this value, so you get 150 Kelvin. So converting it to Kelvin, this is the value you get. A gas has a volume of 100 degrees Celsius. So V1 is 100 centimeter cube. So that is the volume of that gas. At what temperature will its volume be doubled? So at what temperature? They want us to find T2. Would its volume be doubled? That means V2 automatically is doubled. That means twice of this. So we have 2 times 100 centimeter square. So we are looking for T2. And now, the case where we have temperature and volume, varying temperature and varying volume, where the pressure is kept constant, we know that is a case for Charles' law. Charles' law is giving us V1 over T1 is equal to V2 over T2. And from the parameters here, V1 is 150 Kelvin. Sorry, that is for volume. Sorry, that's a mistake. V1 is the volume. So the volume we have here is 100 centimeter cube. And the T1 for the initial temperature is 150 Kelvin. V2 is 200 centimeter cube. And for T2 is the unknown being asked to find. So cross multiplying, we have T2 to be 150 multiplied by 200 divided by 100. So T2 is, punching that into my calculator, 150 multiplied by 200 divided by 100 is 300 Kelvin. So we have our temperature to be 300 Kelvin. So this is how you solve questions like this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your comments in the comment section. Thank you. Welcome back to another video on gas laws. So here I have a question that says, a motor tire is inflated to a pressure of 2 times 10 to the power 5 Newton per meter square when the temperature of air is 27 degrees Celsius. What is the pressure at 87 degrees Celsius, provided volume does not change? Now, this statement here, you can easily tell that this is the pressure law condition. So, our initial pressure, P1, is giving us 2 times 10 to the power 5 Newton per meter square. What else do we have? Our temperature, initial temperature, is 27 degrees Celsius. So adding that with 27 or 273 degrees Celsius to convert it to Kelvin, we have 300 Kelvin. And our second temperature is 87 degrees Celsius. Adding that with 273 degrees Celsius, we have 360, I think. 273 plus 7, yeah, 360. So 360 Kelvin. And we are asked to find P2. And we know from pressure law that P1 over T1 is equal to P2 over T2. So cross multiplying, we have that P2 is equal to P1 T2 over T1. So P2 is equal to P1. We have P1 to be 2 times 10 to the power 5. And T2 is 360 Kelvin. T1 is 300 Kelvin. So we have 2.4 times 10 to the power 5 Newton per meter square. So that is how you solve a question like this involving pressure law. Moving on to the next question. I have a question that says 2000 centimeter cube of a gas is collected at 27 degrees Celsius and 700 millimeter mercury. What is the volume of the gas at standard temperature pressure? Now, the standard temperature pressure are, for temperature, we have that to be 273 Kelvin, and for pressure, we have that in millimeter mercury, we have it to be 760 millimeter mercury. So, and we already have our initial volume here. So V1 is 2000 centimeter cube. We have temperature, initial temperature to be 27 degrees Celsius. Adding that with 273 to convert it to Kelvin, that gives us 300 Kelvin. What is the volume of the gas at standard temperature pressure? So we are looking for V2. If you can recall, the law that connects Boyle's law Charles' law and pressure law is known as the general gas law. And we have all the parameters here, so we know we are using the general gas law. The general gas law is P1 V1 over T1 is equal to P2 V2 over T2. And what we are looking for here is V2. So making V2 the subject of formula, multiply both sides with T2 over P2. T2 over P2. So that T2 cancels out T2 here and P2 cancels out P2 here, leaving only V2. So V2 here, we have this now to work with. So punching this in my calculator, I know that T2 is 273 multiplied by P1, which is what? Was P1 given in the question? The first pressure, yes. 700 millimeter mercury, that's P1. So multiplying it by V1, which is 2000, and dividing it by the product of P2 and T1, which is 760 times T1. What is T1? 300. So punching this into my calculator, let's see what I get. $273 multiplied by 700 multiplied by 2000 over 760 multiplied by 300. That gives me 1676.3 approximately centimeter cube. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop your comments in the comment section. I'll be happy to assist in any way I can. Thank you.